Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Eames again for one of my last books for you guys for the school year. So this one is called The First Day Jitters because we're going to be talking about you guys going to first grade next year. So listen to this book. It's funny. I think you're going to be surprised at the end. I can't wait to see what you think of the book. Made Mrs. Eames laugh when I read it for the first time. Okay, so listen to the book, First Day Jitters, and I'll see you at the end. First Day Jitters by Julie Dannenberg and illustrated by Judy Love. Sarah dear, time to get out of bed, Mr. Hartwell said, poking his head through the bedroom doorway. You don't want to miss the first day at your new school, do you? I'm not going, said Sarah, and pulled the covers over her head. Of course you're going, honey, said Mr. Hartwell, as he walked over to the window and snapped up the shade. No, I'm not. I don't want to start over again. I hate my new school, Sarah said. She tunneled down to the end of her bed. How can you hate your new school, sweetheart? Mr. Hartwell chuckled. You've never been there before. Don't worry. You liked your other school. You'll like this new one. Besides, just think of all the new friends you'll meet. That's just it. I don't know anybody, and it'll be hard, and I just hate it, that's all. What will everyone think if you aren't there? We told them you were coming. They will think that I am lucky, and they will wish that they were at home in bed like me. Mr. Hartwell sighed. Sarah Jane Hartwell, I am not playing the silly game 1 second longer. I'll see you downstairs in 5 minutes. Sarah tumbled out of bed. She stumbled into the bathroom, and she fumbled into her clothes. My head hurts, she moaned as she trudged into the kitchen. Mr. Hartwell handed Sarah a piece of toast and her lunchbox. They walked to the car. Sarah's hands were cold and clammy. They drove down the street. She couldn't breathe. And then they were there. I feel sick, said Sarah weakly. Nonsense, said Mr. Hartwell. You'll love your new school once you get started. Oh, look, there's your principal, Mrs. Burton. Sarah slumped down into her seat. Oh, Sarah, said Mrs. Burton. She gushed, peeking into the car. There you are. Come on. I'll show you where to go. She led Sarah into the building and walked quickly through the crowded hallways. Don't worry. Everyone's nervous the first day, she said over her shoulder as Sarah rushed to keep up. When they got to the classroom, most of the children were already in their seats. The class looked up as Mrs. Burton cleared her throat. Class, attention please, said Mrs. Burton. When the class was quiet, she led Sarah to the front of the room and said, Class, I would like you to meet your new teacher, Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell. The end. All right, so what did you think of that book? Were you surprised when it was the teacher? I was. It made me laugh when I saw that the teacher was nervous to go to school. But everybody gets nervous when we're doing new things. It's just a part of being people. That's what happens with people. We get nervous when we're doing something new and we've never been there. We don't know how it's going to be. So don't be nervous. You can be nervous, but don't be afraid because you have the skills that you need. So look at my next slide about you going to first grade. So I can show you what the schools look like and the principals and to remind you that you know what to do to calm your body because you're going to be great in first grade. All right, I miss you. I hope you guys have a great summer and a great time next year in first grade. Bye.